Oh,
Mm.
just inspecting something.
It was a weather notification.
Oh,
Yeah.
weather notification. Speaking of weather notifications, didn't rain in Melbourne like they predicted, and England just won the World Cup. That's open. Yeah, welcome back to Just Not Crick Pod. I've realized I didn't say that last episode, so just in case you stumbled across us and didn't actually read the account, yeah, welcome to Just Not Crick Pod. Yeah, we're here with our final hashtag T20 World Cup post-match reaction overall competition review. And England have been crowned the best white ball side in everything. Won the 50 over World Cup, still current holders of that. Just won the T20 World Cup. Um, is this the best team, Jamie? Are you pumped? Are you hyped to see this age of English cricket really take hold now?
I am. Like we've got baseball as well. So we're either wearing white and smashing it everywhere,
Yeah.
or we're bowling and batting against a white ball
Yep.
and smashing it everywhere. It's fun.
Yep.
It's
Best team in all cricket. I realize that's me just jumping the gun because we just won a thing, but
I
they
think
won the 6 out of 7 tests.
no, I think
Just one or
technically
T20.
Ireland are the best
Oh yeah,
T20
sorry,
team
yeah, yeah,
now.
yeah. Praise be to Ireland.
Yeah.
So don't have any kind of rhyme or structure for today. I don't think we normally do anyway.
Ah,
But just going to be going over the final and I guess the tournament in general in our final little video. But these have been fun. Maybe we'll do it again. Maybe with a certain test series coming up potentially. Don't know.
the next World Cup in
The
the
next
next
World
couple
Cup
of months.
in yeah next week.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was a I think I saw Greg Cricket describe it. It was a good game, not a great game. I think would be the best way to describe because I think it could have been a classic if Shaheen Shah Afridi hadn't have
Mm.
fallen injured. I think when he went off, I think it was anyone's game. I think if anyone was going to be able to turn the game, it would have been him. And him v Stokes, I think would have been a real interesting matchup. It's kind of got that kind of Bolt kind of vibe I would have felt. I think I probably would have still backed England to do it because I'm that hopeless optimist. Like I said, we would still would have beaten Ireland. But that's obviously where the game was won and lost in that moment. So I think it kind of makes it a good game because obviously Mo and Stokes really took down Pakistan from then as soon as Shaheen couldn't finish that over. Would you agree with that sentiment?
To an extent, I think it was a shame that Shaheen
Yeah,
went off injured, so we couldn't like see where the game would have gone with one of the best T20 bowlers
yeah,
playing. Especially, I felt like Pakistan were taking some sort of hold on the game if they
yeah,
get through that
absolutely.
over with Shaheen. Honestly, even up to that point, they restricted Stokes and Mo pretty well.
Yeah,
I thought it was in the balance, and that was the over that would decide things. And
yeah,
Shaheen getting injured kind of just it skewed it in England's favour, especially with
massively.
Iftikhar coming
Yeah,
onto bowl, who's not
you weren't
front.
gonna bowl a spinner at the death, and
Yeah,
then they
exactly.
were forced into doing that.
Yeah.
And I think it is a shame because it would have been great to see that kind of finale play out. Maybe Pakistan would have edged it, win a bit. I think let's talk about Pakistan first. Um, they finished second today. um, uh, batting, I guess, will come into a bit of kind of with England's bowling. I think is more likely, but the batting really never got away. England really kind of had like a real clench over the innings. I felt, um, but their bowling was excellent. Lots of eggs. Um, they did. I mean, the fact that Nassim Shah bowled 4 overs none for 30 is an absolute crime. He bowled, I think, the best out of all of them today. Like there was one over, especially to Butler, which is probably the most ridiculous over I've ever seen in my life. When Butler played it missed, I think it was at 5 deliveries, but still 11 came off the over. One was at 5 wides, and the other was him just, oh, I can't play him properly. I'll scoop him for six. Like it was absurd, but it was brilliant. I absolutely loved watching Nassim bowl. Um, what were your thoughts on Pakistan's bowling?
I think of what I've seen from Pakistan this tournament, it's the best bowling performance, it's the best fielding performance, they were just
Foden was great.
really, really on it. Like,
Yeah.
was it Shadab in the field as well, doing
Yeah.
fantastic work?
Shadab's had a great tournament.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shaheen took a stunning catch which injured him,
Injured him. Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
it really sort of nailed home England were beating the best team other than
yeah.
themselves, and it was literally the best two teams in the tournament.
These are the two. 100%. 100%. But yeah, that kind of catch to remove Brook, that was definitely like, we got a wicket, but it wasn't really the wicket we wanted. And then you lose our best ball in the process. It was like a real double-edged sword because then Mo comes in and smashes 19. You lose your best bowler. Stokes is still in. It was a real kind of double-edged sword, that one. Um, but they all bowl what that amount of bounce they were getting out of the pitch as well. Because I mean, England bowled really well, but you felt if you'd seen Mark Wood on that pitch, that would have really kind of like flown through. But they all just looked like 5-10 miles an hour quicker than all of England's bowlers. They just really were just getting it through at a decent lick. Um, but yeah, they were great to watch, I'm honest.
Yeah, and like we can say, where would the game have gone with
Mm.
Shaheen there? But then counter to that, where would the game have gone if England had a fully fit Jofra and Mark Wood?
Well, yeah, this is a
Es-
good yeah,
like
that's a good
especially
point.
with the pace, the bounce, the movement.
100%, yeah. That is a good point. Yeah. Well, whilst Pakistan had to deal with one injury in the game, England have had to deal with literally
Several.
two the game before, which is blended through into this one, and then obviously about 4 or 5 before the actual tournament. So yeah, good World Cup win by England's B team. Um, um, but no, yeah, I thought they, but they said bowled really well, fielded really well. Um, I think probably would have beaten most other sides if I'm being egotistically vain about England. Like I feel
I think we beat the three other best teams in New Zealand, India, and Pakistan. I think the only other team we
Ireland,
could, yeah, yeah,
alas,
yeah.
we'll never get over that loss.
No, the Ireland are the spiritual T20 world champions. But yeah, other than those three plus Ireland, like we
Yeah,
could, if we'd have faced South Africa, that's the only other team that we didn't face. But I think we faced the three of the top four teams and beaten
yeah,
them all. We would have
yeah.
beaten Australia. You've said before you thought we would have beaten Ireland if it wasn't
Yep.
for rain.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't really ask for much more from England.
Yeah. I'll also say it's nice for England just to win it properly.
Mhm.
Like, just for that means the disputes will come in and be like, oh, Shaheen Shahifridi was injured, but it was nice for there to not be winning by Duckworth Lewis,
Mhm.
not to just win by a boundary count or bowl out or whatever. It was just nice, just that over the spare one, that's it, definitive 5 wickets. So we'll go into England a little bit because I think Pakistan still played really well, but obviously we are here to talk about England, the victorious England. Bowled really well, I thought. Again, might not have had the pace of Pakistan, but they bowled as good as they have all tournament. I think again you have Sam Curran, Rashid, and Jordan really being standouts once again. Especially Jordan again, like coming in. I mentioned him last game, but coming again, I think he bowled even better today. In what could potentially be his last T20. Um, because next T20 World Cup's not till 2 years. He's in the ODI squad for Australia. Um, I don't really know. I don't really know if he'll be like, am I going to see myself at the World Cup in 2 years if I'm not getting to starting 11 now? So that could potentially be his last game, but bowled really well. Um, Rashid bowled great, and then Curran man of the tournament and sorry, player of the tournament and player of the match. Absolute scenes.
Like where has it fucking come from? Like no one was expecting George to come in, especially
Yeah.
like cold into a semi-final and then a final and bowl as well as he did. I
Yeah.
don't think many were expecting Rash to get over his like little slump
Of the
and
yips.
perform as well as he has in the last three games. No
Yeah.
one was expecting Sam Curran to be player of the
In the team
tournament.
or in the team.
No. It- and then you've got Wokes and Stokes doing bits like contributing fully.
Yeah.
Livingston went for a bit this game, but I think testament to Butler's captaincy throughout the tournament. When someone's been smashed around, he'll take them off. It's like his bowling changes, his fielding
Mm.
changes has been really on it, and I don't think that will get as much like coverage because the bowling itself has been so good.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to mention Butler's captaincy as well. I think I'm glad you also brought it up. I think he's captained really well in this tournament, and I think I've already said it before in some of our videos, but this feels like his team now. This is Butler's. It's no longer the shade of a Morgan's gone. Like it's just this is Butler's team. These are my players. It's got this whole identity. Like for example, Stokes bowled 4 overs today, but he hasn't bowled 4 overs in a tournament so far. But Butler had a gut and he's like, I'm going to bowl Stokes out, and bowling Rash early as well. Again, giving Livingston a go when he could have easily just gone Mo when it's left-hander and gut. Yeah, I think he's captained really, really well throughout the tournament. Always field changes. He's just constantly in the game, and he also relies quite heavily on Mo as well, which I think is nice. So you've got kind of two kind of captains and two kind of figureheads, which is really good. But it's definitely his team.
Yeah, like even then, you've got Mo as an experienced head. You've got Stokes, who's literally the Test captain. George has been around. You've got Wokes. Like,
Yeah,
even though like there's a freshness to this team, like Curran's not new to the team or the surrounding, but he's not been in the team for a while. Uh, Brooke Livingston's still relatively new
yeah,
comparatively,
yeah,
and then like Phil Salt, like, like he only
yeah.
got 10 or so, but like it was a pretty decent 10 when the opening bowlers were swinging it all over
On
that
it.
fucking place.
He middled a few. Really like. I remember he
Mm.
crunched one right down to like mid on and mid off, which looks like that should be 4. But like, it's a 10 that will be forgotten because it's like inside edge and that he's having a go. But that's the role he was going to do. Like, you're not going to see Salt come in and play like an anchor like role that Stokes is going to, or Milan would. They're not. He's not the same player. He had that freedom to come in with a batting lineup batting down to 11. He can just come out and have a go. Like, I don't really mind him getting out in the way he did. I think on commentary they're saying, "Oh, it's not really a smart shot," but it's the way he plays. I mean, I think that's sometimes a bit of an easy excuse for some players, but I think for Salt, that's his strength.
Yeah,
He's out there to see ball, hit ball. Another day he might get 30 off 15 or something, and today it wasn't quite there. But I like the mentality that he came in, even though it's a final. I could play for the moment and just like eat up a few deliveries and really savor this. But no, that my game plan is just come out, hit it.
yeah,
Didn't quite come off, but I think that's also another testament of Butler's captaincy. I think what so really struck me yesterday, I think Butler said in the press conference, um, that he wanted them to really savor the moment of a final. And I think it's quite easy for other kind of captains or other sports or other coaches or managers, whatever, to say like, "Oh, just treat it like any other game." But it's not any other
yeah,
game. It's a final. You want to go out. You want to win it. You want to be the hero to take you home and take your country to a victory. So I think Butler coming out and saying just embrace the moment. If you're nervous, just don't hide away from that.
yeah.
It's a massive moment. Absolutely eat it up, and I think that's a really great way of seeing a final, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think as soon as you say this is just any other game, that in itself builds the pressure
Yeah,
because you know it's a lie, because you
yeah.
know
It's not.
it's
Yeah,
you know it's a fucking World Cup final. You've got to be prepared mentally, physically, emotionally, in all aspects of whatever.
massively.
Like, for your captain to come out and be like, we need to appreciate the situation we're in. If
Yeah,
we've gotten here like on our own merits, and we can finish on our own merits, and or even like even if they didn't win, I think they could have been proud, and I think Butler would have reinforced that, especially with players like Salt and George coming in when we didn't
yeah,
have
yeah,
when we didn't plan for them to come in.
yeah. Exactly. Definitely. Um, but yeah, we can go and have a look at other members of the team, because again, that's bowler's done. But like you say, Salt, come in, have a go, have a good time. But the batting, as squeaky bum time.
It's it was weird, wasn't it? Like the very first over, it
Yeah,
felt like Butler had control. Then Shaheen got Hales with that just absolute jaffa.
yeah, not doing much with
Literally
that.
the in swing right top
Yeah,
of middle stump. Like you
yeah,
can't do anything about that.
not
Like
particularly.
the next couple of overs, it felt like Pakistan had control. Then England got it back, and then Salt
Yeah,
went. Then with Stokes in, Butler got a bit more control while Stokes just settled in.
yeah,
It felt like a topsy turvy. You're on top, we're on top, you're on top, we're on top. Oh, Stokes is on top now.
yeah.
Stokes
It
is
did.
in. He was in that mindset of Headingley ODI final. I'm winning this. Fuck you.
Yeah, yeah. I guess yeah. Let's talk about Stokes. I suppose. Like again, it baffles me that there would still be critics of Stokes after this performance. Like Butler said, like a little jovial thing afterwards to say like, oh, if he played like that in his own test side, he'll drop himself. But you've got to, I mean that's obviously a complete joke. He's just won you the final, but you've got to appreciate the difficulty of the pitch, the situation, a final, a trophy on the line, and also his own mental baggage, like as well as everything else he's gone through in the last couple of years. If you go back, what is it now, 6, 7 years, Carlos Brathwaite, all that kind of stuff. This is his moment to feel like, okay, I can, move on with another chapter. I'm not always going to be that, oh, almost won a T20 World Cup. I'm going to be that guy who's going to win the World Cup. I'm not saying it's all about him, but, in a sports person's mindset, I think that's going to be present. Um, but yeah, you've got to win the game. It's not just a game either. It is the final. Wickets falling around you. It's a difficult pitch. I don't think anyone else got 50. Yeah, he's the only 50 of the game. Next highest score was Masood with 38 in the first innings. So there's 13 wickets that fell in this game. It's not an easy pitch to bat on. So to come around and say like, oh, scratchy innings, oh, he needs to get out, needs to send someone else in. The other people who came in before couldn't do it. Like this is the thing. These are the players that you people have been wanting to see in the team, like Salt and Brook, and both of them, as good as players as they are, their inexperience showed. Like it's absolutely fine. They'll learn heaps more from this. I think Brook played actually quite okay today. I think he soaks up a bit of the pressure when it could have been a bit more squeaky bum time at like 45 for three or whatever it was. Um, I thought he played okay, but you just need that extra bit to get you over the line, and Stokes has got that. And I couldn't care less if he was like getting only striking at 105 or whatever. He's just won the World Cup final. I don't. Why does it matter about the way he's played? He saw the situation and he won it. Why can't we just
Yeah.
appreciate good players doing good things and getting a good job done? Why is it has to be like, oh, but he's got to strike at 200s? Like, what do you want? we won both World Cups because of this bloke. Like, what do you want?
We want Bazball in every single format.
Yeah. Yes, I think it's just a very cheap, easy way of looking at a game when you're so used to all the bish bash bosh all stuff of T20 cricket. Like, oh, you just got to smash it out of the ground. It's easy. It's not. Pakistan have bowled probably the best of a team in the tournament and come out of the losing side. Again, Naseem Shah getting no wickets is nonsense. And you've got to give, obviously, there's a bit of luck in that. You're going to get that in cricket, but then you also have to make your own luck by setting your stall out to bat the innings. And when the pressure came, Stokes was able to get what 4-6-4, I think, in against if Qatar, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and just appreciate good players. He's good. He's in this team to win you a World Cup. What did he do? Oh, we won you a World Cup. That's what I've been saying that for a frigging month. So yeah,
I don't think people have appreciated how hard it is to be batting
no,
on these pitches throughout the tournament
yeah,
since pre-drinks, from the first game between New Zealand and Australia. Like
yeah,
170 plus have been the anomalous results. I think I joked like it will be a chase of 128 or something. I don't know
Yeah,
where. And it wasn't that far off.
it
Like
wasn't that far off.
the
No.
occasion probably gets to you a bit more,
Yeah, I think so.
but I don't think that was an uncompetitive score that Pakistan
Yeah,
put up. So
I think
that
160 would
also,
win.
yeah,
Yeah.
that also gives you the license to be a bit more conservative with your batting.
Hmm. Yeah,
And I don't know, like Stokes did it against Sri Lanka and won us the
yeah.
game. He's
That's
done
what we
it.
got to do. You got to win it, and they won it. What's the problem?
Which other player would you want in that situation? I
Yeah,
wouldn't want Livingston and Mo as the
no, of
partnership in that
course
because
not.
one of them would hole out trying to go for
Yeah,
six, which they've been doing all tournament.
which is what Brook did. That's what
Yeah.
Brook tried to do, and he hit it well enough. It's a good catch, but that's what they're trying to. Oh, it's just yeah,
But
it.
that's fine if you've got the other person sticking around and
Yeah,
is just laser focused on the win. Like
yeah, exactly.
if
Yeah,
if it's Brook, Mo, Livingston, so not to knock any of them, they're all great players.
yeah,
But without Stokes, that's performance is not glued together,
yeah,
and we
exactly.
likely get skittled.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we could have easily lost that game by 10 runs if Stokes got out second ball or something, but he stayed in. And I think you've also got to appreciate it's similar to the Sri Lanka game. You've got to appreciate the game situation or the pitch. Like if we were chasing 180, he would play differently.
Yeah,
He's not going to play that way if that's not what he sees the best way of winning team. When he came in, it needed just over a run a ball. It went up a bit, but you got Shadab Khan bowling, you got Naseem Shah bowling, you got some of the best T20 bowlers in the world bowling at you. You're assessing the game situation and you finding the best way to win it. If we're chasing 180, he's going to be targeting certain bowlers. In this, he can be more conservative, take it right to the end, and lo and behold, he did it.
like
Thank you for coming.
literally when Iftikhar came on to replace
Yeah,
Shaheen,
straight away.
he
Yeah, mindset,
like
target. Let's go.
the first or second ball could have gone. I think it was caught to Baba,
Yeah,
but you could see the intent straight away because of the change of bowling, enforced or otherwise. Stokes immediately recognized this is the over,
this is
this
the
is the
moment.
bowler.
Let's go. Yeah,
If
you've also got
Shaheen
yeah.
if Shaheen can't get on, they're going to have to bowl Iftikhar again.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just
Yeah,
play the situation, play the
yeah,
bowlers.
yeah.
He's
It also completely takes a mindset to know we're going to target this bowler and then do it.
yeah,
Like it's all well and good to say like, oh, just hit the spinner out the ground. You then have to do it in a final in a pressure situation where you're behind the rate and then do it.
yeah.
He's England's best ever player. Just get over it. Like, oh dear, nonsense. Um, so yeah, well played, Stokes. I think he probably should have been man of the match, but I mean, you can't really lie with 3 for 12 from Sam Curran. Uh, a few other noteworthy mentions. Moeen Ali, um, had a couple of quiet games. It didn't have a lot to do with the ball, which I think is surprising. I mean, not a lot of left-handers. Um, but a little crucial 19 today. Doesn't sound a lot, but he put on 48 with Stokes and completely changed the tide of the game. Um, it's kind of sad he wasn't there at the end because I felt like that would have been a really good moment for Mo. Um, but he came in, did the job with vast experience. I was expecting Livingston to come in, but went with Mo. It's just
Yeah.
nice to have Mo contribute like something like that at the end. It's not you're not going to talk about 19 in years to come, but I think he really played situation well as Mo usually does.
Yeah, I think again it's potentially testament to Joss's captaincy. If you send Livingston in that situation, Livingston will only play in one way.
Yeah,
Like he came in with like six to go and he took a single, which is fine. He's probably not going to go big in that situation. But
yeah,
swap Livingston coming in for when Mo did,
yeah,
he is going to go harder than what Mo did.
yeah,
But Mo coming in brings you that experience to go alongside Stokes' experience, and they
yeah,
can just manage the game really well together. And I think
yeah,
he had that sort of trickle of quick runs and boundaries around the same time Stokes did, just after Shaheen went off. So you could
yeah,
tell they're both on the same wavelength. They're both working towards the same goal in the same sort of manner.
yeah. Experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny that. Um, But yeah, I think yeah, well played, Mo. It's great to see. Butler, we spoke a little about with his. He got a good. He looked probably the most fluent batsman today. Sorry, batter. He 26 off 17, including that ridiculous scoop shot. But then got out to great ball to Harris Ralph, who again had a really good tournament. Um, but yeah, probably looked the most fluent. I think, like you said earlier, he really came out and had a go early on. Um, but yeah, it was always going to be Pakistan would have to bowl England out rather than
Mm.
England not get to the total because 138, you're going to try and chase that down every day of the week. Um, but again, just to quickly go over other performances, I don't think we really covered Rashid as much, but like again, 2 for 22, um, including a wicket maiden in the 12th over. I know we're going back to the bowling a little bit, but that was again probably some of the best I've seen Rashid bowl. Thought he again probably deserved 3 or 4 wickets if I'm being honest. That again did Babar Azam with the googly, which I think is like the third or fourth time he's done that. But it's just great to see Rash back to his best. Um, any other performers you want to highlight from the final?
Um, I think just generally going back to the bowlers, I think there are only two players that had an economy over 8.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Wokes is only just over 8, like 8.5 or something.
Yeah,
It just shows you how well they've bowled in the pressure situation.
yeah.
And they're the first up as well. Like you could easily sort of just bottle it and just choke a little bit, especially the first over. Was Stokes's Stokes came on and bowled a no ball very
He
first?
bowled no ball, so that he bowled a no ball first ball and then a wide. But also, fun fact: the '92 World Cup that we were talking about last time, the Mirrorverse, where Pakistan didn't win this time, but the first ball of the '92 World Cup was also a no ball. So everyone was going like, "Oh, here we go." But yeah, it was a no ball wide. So it's even something like Stokes, the pressure's going to show first away straight away.
Yeah, like I think after that, it's like that's your nervous ball. We're done now.
Get on with it.
Yeah, get into it.
You're playing a final.
Like Curran's and Rashid's figures were mental.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Regardless of a final, they're
it's
stupid numbers. Like
silly.
Curran was at 2.5 economy at one point. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, yeah, it's nonsense. 15 dot balls, I think Curran bowled, but I think that can lead us a little bit into tournament chat because obviously Curran was player of the tournament. His stat. Do you have his stats, or do you want me to get his stats?
I think I have his. I've got his bowling stats. Oh, dude.
Nice. Yeah,
Six
that'll
matches,
do.
13 wickets,
Yeah,
11.38 average, 6.52 economy, best of 5 for 10.
yeah, it's silly. I think he's only behind Hasaranga. Um, but an average of 11 is nonsense, and I think the economy rate is also key. And that it would have been a lot better if he hadn't got smashed around by India in the last game. That he's had one poor game with the ball, and that's he's. I think what really interested me was Butler saying he's led the attack really well, which I think is interesting terminology because I wouldn't really have associated him being the leader of that. I would say that's probably going to be Wokes or Stokes, but it's Curran because he's bowled 4 overs every game. Wokes and Stokes haven't bowled all their allocated overs every game. He's been the go-to person. So it's yeah, he is the leader of the attack. I was like, okay, we're in
Yeah.
the Curran era.
Yeah. It's not always like about leading with your voice. He's been
No,
leading with his performances,
100%.
and
Yeah.
you can't ask more from him.
No, no, absolutely not. Um, but yeah, I think easily the player of the tournament, so definitely would be the right choice. Um, as we're wrapping up, because there's not much other cricket to talk about because England won. Um, I believe you've done a team of the tournament.
I have tried to. Yeah. It might have a
Yeah,
couple of
it's quite tricky because I would almost be tempted just to be like
just all
England and
England.
Pakistan. Yeah, that's to be honest. Um,
I've got
so
two
yeah,
spots which are like either ors.
okay.
So,
Let's because I've tried to have a stab at it as well. So let's see if we can agree on a team. So
cool.
openers, who are we going for openers?
I've gone Butler and Hales.
Yeah,
I
same.
think, especially
That's easy.
since, yeah, oh, cool. Uh, at 3,
Yeah, I mean they've just I
uh,
mean they've just been consistent throughout. I mean Harrison
yeah,
performed today, but he's like in the crunch games beforehand against New Zealand and against India. He's put in his 2 big performances. I think maybe Sri Lanka got a few as well.
I don't
Um,
think any other opener has really performed to the level they have.
no,
I
yeah,
think players like Nisanka and Kusal Mendes for Sri Lanka have done well.
De Kock had a
Uh,
couple of good innings, but nothing
yeah,
substantial.
Rizwan
Nothing
and
from
Baba
Australia.
started to show a bit.
But then faltered today in the
Yeah,
biggest stage. Yeah. Yeah. Butler and Hales, I think is quite easy. Three, I think is quite easy as well. Who you on three?
they're at right.
Yeah.
Literally the
Virat.
highest run scorer with an average of
Shock.
98.
That'll be great title though. Virat not in best team. Phil Salt comes in at three. But yeah, that easily. I think yeah. Who have you gone for?
I've put Yadav because he's just a monster. When he
He
gets
is.
going, it's how do you stop him?
Yeah, I have got Yadav in my team, but I wanted Stokes in as well, just because he wins.
Mhm.
Um, so I put Yadav four. I'd agree. Stokes is kind of floating. Um, who else have you got? What's your five?
So I've gone Shan Masood at 5.
Okay.
I think he's been Pakistan's most consistent
Hmm.
batsman. He was sort of the glue when Babar and Rizwan weren't performing.
Yeah.
175 runs, average of 43, high score of
Did what?
52.
Did good.
Yeah,
What was his
like
strike rate?
oh, I I didn't choose
That's
strike rate.
fine. Don't worry. I mean, I would go Glenn Phillips, New Zealand, because he absolutely smoked it in a game I watched. I think it was Sri Lanka when he got 100. He absolutely is. When he's on form, he's destructive, and I think that's a really good play in the middle order. Um,
I think the only reason I've gone with Shan Masood is because he got like 30s or so in
I think it's yeah,
most games. Like,
he's being consistent. I
yeah,
think he's a three or four. I mean, this team is never going to happen,
no,
but
of course. Like, I can't put him 3 or 4 because
no.
of Kohli or Yadav, and I think he's has batted 5 a few times in the tournament.
Okay, right.
Anyway,
Well, let's see who've you got six.
Shadab, just
Shadab's got to be in. I had
yeah.
Shadab slash Raza.
So
Um,
my next spot is a slash.
okay, what's your next spot?
It's between Hasaranga and Raza. My
Yeah, I
head,
just
my head is saying Hasaranga because he got 15 wickets.
yeah, I know it's annoying, but I
But
just
like,
feel like Raza is a better bat.
yeah, like
I'm thinking balance of this make believe team.
I mean, if we want to build a team to win, do we really want two leg spinners?
Exactly. Are you going Rashid as well?
No, I've not. I've got
Oh,
a couple.
interesting. Interesting. He did jump into my team at the end, but I guess that depends if you play that guy. I didn't want to go three spinners. Who have you gone? Eight.
Sam Curran, he's had a
Yeah.
quiet tournament, but
I
I
think
think
he's
he's
had
done
quite a
enough
quiet
to get
one,
in. Yeah.
but he's done okay. Nine.
This is another of my maybe who knows spots. It's between Ashdeep, Wood. I've got Ralph in there as well.
Yeah, I've got quite. This is descending into my slash section.
Yeah, I like you could put Naseem in there as well after today.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I
Like
think my first go to was Arshdeep. But
I
my bowlers. This is turning messy. My bowlers would be Wood, Arshdeep Singh, Rashid, and Curran. Those would be my four, and then Stokes would be in the team as well as Shadab or Raza. I
so
think,
my bowlers then would be Curran. I'm gonna go Arshdeep. I want to go Wood, but he's only played 4 games.
but
If
he's
he'd have,
got like three or four wickets in
I
every game he's played.
it's it is yeah.
Is what it is.
I don't know because I think the other two get in
Yeah.
Shaheen and Anrik Norkia.
Oh,
Norkia,
Nokia. Yeah, he had
yeah,
a quite he had a good one. Yeah, yeah.
5 matches, 11 wickets, 8.5 average at 5.3 economy.
Yeah, he did have quite a good one, didn't he?
I,
I
I
guess he's got the pace that you could get with Wood, I suppose. I mean, Wood is quicker, but I think
mhm.
Nokia has got. If you want a pace option, I'll happily concede on Nokia over Wood if you want to. But I would love to have Wood in the side. But yeah, I would. Yeah, that's fair. I'd agree with that.
I, I, I think he was let down a bit by
Tough.
that
Yeah,
last game. Like you're looking at Rabada and Ngidi to be their main bowlers, and then he's shown up.
yeah, yeah. South Africa completely fluffed
Yeah.
it. I mean, who knows what this tournament would have been if other results had happened or not gone. You know, if
Yeah.
South Africa had played another six balls against Zimbabwe, they would have gone through. Pakistan wouldn't have been here. Pakistan finished the tournament having played seven, lost three, and somehow got to the final. What a silly tournament. But speaking of silly tournaments, I think that's a good place to end it, has any, unless you've got any other points you want to quickly go on.
I mean, silly tournaments, fantasy tournaments, right?
Doesn't
It,
matter. So
I don't know. I just want it on record as
uh-huh.
I was being over 1,000 points behind you, over
Yeah,
500 points going into the final behind
yeah,
you, and I
yeah.
won by like 100.
100, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I put all my eggs in the Alex Hales basket and he didn't show up.
no,
Well, luckily, I mean,
that's why
it
you
could have
put
been a
all
lot
your
worse if
eggs
I'd
in
won.
the everyone in the team basket and put double points on everyone.
Literally everyone that you had picked did something today. It was ridiculous. It was stupid.
Yeah,
It
only
was one of
three
those games.
only three players didn't score 100 points.
It's nonsense, absolute nonsense. Livo let me down because he came in at friggin' 8 or 7, whatever. But yeah, that's been fun. Uh, thanks for watching. If you've been watching all our little videos, they've been fun to do. We'll be back in future. We'll probably do another proper podcast at one point. If we remember how to do those, don't know.
No,
But thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Follow us at Just Not Crick Pod, all the places, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. You can find us wherever you want. But yeah, that's all from me. Anything else from you, Jamie?
live the game, love the game,
Live the game, love.
stay wokes, way stokes.
Thank you for watching. England win. Yay.